the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
race fans, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the PRO Sidewinder Dirt Series. Second season for these guys in 2021. Last season was a humdinger. Looking at the 128 car there of Gabe Gladfilter, last season's big block modified champ. Watching the 01 of Nick Chambrone right now. Chambrone came on strong at the end of last season. It's good to be back with these guys. Always a good time watching the PRO guys. They go back and forth week to week. Go big blocks one week, 360s the next, back and forth. Always great racing. Got about 24 drivers checked in for tonight. This group here, the PRO guys, going to be participating early next month with the School of Sim Racing and the Dirt Slingers Racing League guys in the Triple Crown Showdown. 4 nights of racing. 410 sprint cars, big block modifieds, and super late models. First 3 nights, drivers will qualify their way into the big show on Friday night, and then 60 drivers will be in the server. All 3 groups in one show. They'll have their own heat races and their own features. Going to be a heck of a night of racing. I think some of the registration has closed down for 2 of this series. If you want to participate, you reach out to the admins of the PRO series, SSR or DSRL. Figure out if you can get in. These guys, great shows every single time, and when they come together, I think you're going to see some fantastic racing. 14 weeks on the schedule for this series. Everybody going to run both cars 7 times, 7 different tracks, 2 breaks. One of those week off is for that Triple Crown Showdown. I think the other one is in the month of October. And I've got a feeling that is so some drivers can go and attend the World Finals. But don't quote me on that. I just look at the numbers. About 3 minutes left here. Tim Johnston out on the track, the 28 machine. That's USAA sponsored machine. Casey Miller. Stumbled early in the season last season, came on very strong towards the end, challenged up there each and every night. Great job by that driver to improve during the season. Did not improve right there at all. Did not improve his car, did not improve his lap time. That was not an improvement, and I'm sure we just jinxed him, so he'll be happy to know that. But all the familiar names in here. Jabot is here, Glatfelter, Chambrone, Miller, Gerlach, Borst. I see Reed Rundle in here tonight. Terry Mustard Jr., Robbie Schaefer, Don Runkle. I don't somehow see the 21 car. And I'm wondering where... Oh, there he is. Nick Cohan, 6th on the speed chart right now. So Cohan is here. Talk about improved drivers. That was an improved driver for last year. He actually picked up a feature win at the end of the season. It is time for us to head down trackside for our national anthem or invocation. We get ready to give these guys qualifying when we come back. Give us about 2 minutes, and we will be into qualifying.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, big thank you to the Foley boys, as usual. Come back just in time for qualifying to get started. Casey Miller, the car that we're currently watching. See where Casey comes out after qualifying. Lap number 1 in the books. 13.718. Good for number 1 on the speed chart by 28 one-thousandths of a second. Let's see where his second lap ends up. 7.46, a little bit of an improvement, but Nick Chambrone, 13.537. Second lap, 5.46, so he barely slowed down. He is on top of the speed chart. Quickest in qualifying, Jeff Stewart, 5.85, close behind that. And then Terry Mustard, Gabe Gladfelter, and J.G. Boydell. Now Josh Gerlach into 5th. Make that 6th as Cohan puts a 5.93 up, good enough for 3rd. Second lap around, slowed it down almost a full 1/10 of a second that time. So Chambrone, Stewart, and Cohan, your top 3. Andrew Haberman, green 68 machine. 4th quick, can he improve on lap number 2? No, just a tick slower. Ran a 6.60, ran a 6.39 on his quick lap, 6.60 for his second. So Josh Cox and Don Runkle, the only 2 cars did not take time right now. We'll look at that top 10. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. If this is your first time with us, you're over on YouTube or Twitch, be sure to hit the subscribe button. You'll know every time we go live. And if you're on Facebook, come by the Dirt Racing Network's Facebook page. Like, share, and follow. A lot going on over there. Things are starting to pick up. As things start to cool down and we head into September, October, shows will start to pick up. A lot of series have taken off for the summer. So things will start to heat up. Last season, when we were in full swing, it was about 9 shows in 5 days. So we kind of expect to get back to that level as things start to cool down. Dominic Santino will be spending more time with us at the middle of September as he wraps his tour up with the Pro Pulling League. That is going to do it for qualifying. Josh Cox and Don Runkle did not take time, so 23 of our 25 cars took time. We'll get ready to run down through the starting lineups for each heat race. On the pole for the CJAuto21.com. Heat race number 1, the 02 of Robert Lynn on his outside. Casey Miller, that familiar 05 machine. Row 2 on the inside, the GMJ Racing number 000 out of Waverly, Ohio, Terry Mustard Jr. And his outside, the A-Traits Yoko's Peeps, Disney Motorsports number 01 from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, Nick Chamborn. Tim Johnston starts the 28 machine on the outside of row 3 with Jeff Coburn on his outside. And on your back row, the 00 of Don Runkle Jr. So, cars rolling around, this time by. Whoops, that was not the right button on that altogether. There we go, now we're better. Pace truck will drop off on the back stretch the next time around. We will get ready to go racing. Top 3 going to transfer straight to our feature. We have 4 heat races, so we'll be looking for 8 cars out of our B main tonight to go to. That feature looks like about 5 cars will be going home. Hello, Mr. Layton. Thank you for tuning in. I'm waiting to see if Tim jumps in here tonight and says hello. He's up there at Knoxville doing his thing. Supposed to have something going with him this week, but we haven't tested everything yet, so can't announce anything just yet. Green flag in the air for heat race number 1. We are underway. And Robert Lynn, that two machine, going right to the front. Casey Miller tucked in behind Terry Mustard Jr. trying to make a move. And there's Nick Chambrone right behind. That brightly colored 0-1 machine now going to make a move to the inside of the 0 of Mustard. Didn't get it done in 1 and 2. Can he do it in 3 and 4? I just think the middle going to be a little too quick right now. You can see the middle holding everybody up. Little tap in the back right there. That slowed Mustard down. That's going to allow Chambrone to make the move and get third. Still a good battle for the lead there. Casey Miller side by side with Robert Lynn. 3 down, 5 to go. Heat race number 1. Wheel to wheel right here. These guys can't shake one another. Chambrone now has cleared Mustard. He's got a car length there. He's solidly in the third transfer spot in hand. Trying to go up here, maybe try to challenge these two, see if he can find a way to throw a slider, go 2 for 1, maybe even thread the needle there. Right now, it is just a dogfight at the front. Lynn holding the middle line. Able to get the momentum, the run off the corner, 2 to go. Miller not giving up, staying married to the bottom, and he's trying to make it work. Here comes Mustard on the outside. Mustard got back around Chambrone to take a transfer spot away. Now he's going up here, going to try for second on the white flag. Lynn has this well in hand, just needs to keep the car going forward out of 3 and 4. He'll pick up the win. Battle is for that second spot. It is Terry Mustard at the line over Casey Miller. Those 3 going to the feature. Everybody else, you have got to work your way in out of the Consi. And there's only going to be 8 spots available. So we'll move on to Heat 2. 6 cars scheduled to be in this one. On the pole, the 8 car of Thomas George, and on his outside in the Full Moon Garage number 10 out of Hamburg, Pennsylvania, Robbie Schaefer. Second row, inside, the 128, Gabe Gladfelter. Last season's big block modified champ. And to his outside, the over-the-wall photography, elbows up to sport, number 72, coming to us from Milford, Ohio, Jeff Stewart. Third and final row on the inside, the Buzzing Racing Equipment TDC race team. Number 143, it's actually just going to be the 43 on the side of that car. Comes to us from Oxford, Michigan. His name, Reed Rundle. And on his outside, the BAR Transport, number 63 from Muskegon, Michigan. That's Bill Coy. When they are in session, Derek, yes, I do. They go back and forth between this and the big blocks every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. What series, Corbin? What series are you racing in? All right, lights off on the pace truck. Going green this time. Pace truck will duck off right there. Thomas George will bring us to our green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag. Schaefer, the 1 car, working the top side. Schaefer always a threat. Gabe Gladfelter, very much improved in the sprint cars over last season. Here comes Jeff Stewart, seasoned veteran. Right in the middle, 3 wide, out of 2. Now he clears George into second, right behind Robbie Schaefer. Gladfelter goes top side. He's going to take third away from George. Move George back to fourth. Then Rundle is fifth. And Coy has problems in 1 and 2. That car still, he gets it off the track. Here come the leaders. Stay in green, working lap number 3. Schaefer right up against the marbles. Stewart trying to find a cut under with a little bit of height to go at him. Gladfelter creeping in. Showed the nose to Stewart. Now Stewart goes to the top side. Big run side by side down the backstretch. Through 3 and 4. Up in the marbles, I think. Stewart's got the momentum. He's got the lead at the line with 3 laps to go. Schaefer hanging on to second, but Gladfelter made it 3 wide for a split second there. He settles into third. Big gap back to George. Good 6/10, which is about 7 car lengths. 2 to go for Stewart. He'll punch his ticket to the A main if he can keep it right where it's at. White flag in hand. Gladfelter makes a move off the inside of 3 and 4, move him to second. Schaefer goes to the top side, going to try to get the spot back. Every spot important, especially when it comes to your starting spot in the feature. It's going to be Stewart, Gladfelter, and then Schaefer, your top 3. George, Rundle, and Coy, and correct that by the slimmest of margins. Robbie Schaefer got that. Less than 1/1000th of a second. Robbie Schaefer got to that line first. So he will have his spot improved in the starting lineup of the feature. And we'll move on to heat race number 3 on the pole. The 86 car of John Borst. And on his outside, the 24. That's the Armor All machine of Chris Jabot. Your second row on the inside, the AlwaysRaceDay.com netcode esports number 71 from Bondurant, Iowa, Josh Gerlach. And on the outside of him, guy that won the final feature of the season last season, the CJ Auto Perk Coffee Dizzy Motorsports number 21. He's out of Nazareth, Pennsylvania, Nick Cohan. And in your third row on the inside, Roderick Fitzke, the 3 car, and on the outside, the 74 of Daniel Walker. Just waiting on that 21 car to wake up and smell the coffee and get his behind on the grid. There he is. The boys rolled off. Heat 3 got this one and 1 more. We'll have a B main behind that. We'll take 8 cars out of there, put them into the 30-lap feature. And we will be ready to rumble round number 1. Big box. So you're going to, you only going to run the 1 series, or are you going to go and run both the 360s and the big blocks, Corbin? Corbin's watching over on YouTube, in case people are wondering. I'm talking to somebody that's not there. He's watching over on YouTube. All right, green this time. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for being here. Don't forget your likes, shares, follows quick. And click your subscribes wherever you're at. Tell everybody where you're watching the best racing on the service right here on the Dirt Racing Network. Green flag, and I'm not sure if that was a jump or not. Doesn't matter. We're underway. Borst got a great jump on the field. Everybody battling for a second now. Gerlach has it down on the inside. Then Jabot in line behind that. And Nick Cohan. Oh, big try from Jabot. And he lost the back end of the car. Not only did he miss on the slider, but he gave up another spot, moving to 4th behind Cohan. Cohan going after Josh Gerlach now. Gerlach trying to cover the spot. I didn't think so. Now, Cohan gets around Gerlach right there. Move Cohan to second. 4 laps to go this time. Contact between Gerlach and Jabot. Jabot going to get the car back underneath him, but he lost a lot of ground. He may have settled the top 3 with that little move right there. It is all Borst. Got the jump on the start. I don't know if they're going to have time to run him down or not. Coming to 2 to go, and Cohan is closing the gap. 2 to go. I think Cohan's going to have time to get there. Borst a little out of shape mid-corner, both ends. That's going to open the door for Cohan. Can he get the 21 car into the narrow spot on the exit of the corner? White flag this time. Down the backstretch and a good run out of 2. Now Cohan has the high ground. Borst around the bottom. Cohan steals the win. Picks it up in heat race number 3. Borst is second. Gerlach was third. We'll see Jabot, Afitsky, and Walker in that B main. All right, 4th and final heat race. They're going to line up like this. Tony Wilson, the 76 car on the pole, and the 27 of Anthony DeBarro will be on his outside. Your second row, J.G. Boydell, the 14 on the inside, and the 68 of Andrew Haberman to the right of him. On the inside of the back row, the Indy Race Parts Midwest Hammerhead Sim Racing, number 92 from Hopstad, Indiana, of Peyton Grease and Josh Cox in the 6 car. Scheduled to start there. Did not make the call, so we'll have 5 cars racing for those 3 spots. Oh, PG starting dead on the field. We'll see where he ends up at the end of this one. Tony Wilson, the Taco Bell machine on the inside of row number 1, will get us to the green here next time out of 3 and 4. Thanks for tuning in from Toledo, Cletus. Always appreciated. Good to know everybody's watching from. All right, lights off on the pace truck. Green next time out of turn number 4. Big start, middle of 3 and 4. Here is Wilson. He's going to grab the lead. DeBarro will settle into second. Battle is for third. Haberman's on the top. Boydell was on the bottom, and Haberman came away out of the top of 2 with that spot. DeBarro already going for the lead. Couldn't keep the car square out of 4. Here comes Haberman. Down to the bottom, slider line 1 and 2. Not enough momentum on the exit. Had to keep the car pinned down. Now, DeBarro's got the outside, gave it back away to Wilson. Going to slide job him this time in 1 and 2. Didn't quite get there. Wilson fighting hard to keep the lead here. Coming to the end of lap 3, he'll lead it again. That's DeBarro and Haberman side by side. Haberman still working low and middle. Just not enough bite. Here comes Peyton Grease from the back. He's going to put himself in here. Going to run right along the fence in 3 and 4. Closes up on Haberman. He'll go for the slider. He didn't get it there either. There goes your leader back to the front. 76 car. As DeBarro went for a slider, lost momentum, slammed the door on Haberman. That checked Haberman up, kept Grease in the mix. 3 to go that time. Peyton Grease went 2 for 1. And DeBarro pays the price. Haberman gets around Grease, who had to slow down, get the 27 car off of the right rear tire. He settles the third. Boydell is fourth. DeBarro took the car straight to the infield. White flag this time. It's all Wilson out in front. And then Haberman will be in behind, and Grease still trying to run him down. Checks in the air. Wilson, Haberman, Grease, your top 3. Boydell and DeBarro have another chance in the B main. And we're looking for 8 cars. Oh, we're going to have a C main. Yep, we're going to have a 4-car C main. All 4 cars are going to transfer into the B main. These guys will get some extra laps out here. Nonetheless, it'll be Coy and Walker. And we might only end up with 2 of these guys running 10 laps because Cox and Runkle. Cox didn't make it to his heat race, and Runkle ran in the heat but did not make it to this C main. He would automatically transfer just by getting out there and taking the green flag. So I don't know what happened to Don. But these 2 drivers run some laps, get some extra tack time. They know they're going to start in the back of our B main here in just a few minutes.
Green flag, green flag.
Flag in the air. Hey, I see Yankee Wraith and House of Hondo over on Twitch. All right. Both drivers going to transfer. They're going to battle each other. I think it's a little bit of a learning curve maybe. Get used to racing around other cars here. I know that this thing doesn't. Oh, contact from both, and there goes Walker. Walker's probably going to be able to save that thing. Yeah, he'll get it out of the grass there, but Coy gonna roll around. 3 down. 4 working lap number 4, still 7 to go. Up at the front, running up on the top side, right below the marbles here. Couple of laps in here with Bill. Yeah, Bill trying to take it easy, just wanting to keep everything in shape. Make sure he doesn't bend anything before we move on to the B main. Gonna get the 2 to go this time. Daniel Walker kept the car going. He's still out there. Long ways behind, about 5.8 seconds behind. Running laps a little bit quicker. He's pushing the car a little bit. Both drivers know they're going to make it to the next race. White flag at that time. One more time around. Bill Coy going to win the C main tonight. He'll be starting in the back row of our B main, and Daniel Walker will join him there. Almost looked like a grudge race until they made contact. All right, 13 cars are scheduled as both Cox and Runkle transfer through. So we'll have 11 cars racing for our 8 transfer spots. And it'll be Chambrone and Thomas George on the front row. There's going to be Jabot and Boydell, Johnston and Rundle, Fitzke and DeBarro in row 4, row 5, Coburn and Coy. And then Daniel Walker will start by himself on the back as Josh Cox and Don Runkle no longer participating. right, 12 laps, top 8. We'll go out of here. It looks like we are going to do a pole dash during the warm-up. All right, green this time. Down to 4. 12 laps. Top 8 remain. Chambrone. George to the front row here. Going to bring us around for green. Just waiting for that 0-1 to find the loud pedal. There it is. Green flag in the air. Jabot going to jump to second around Thomas George. George right there on the push bar. Not going to let him get too far away. Tim Johnson, 48 car down on the inside, gave up the spot to Boydell for a second. Now gives it up to him out of 2. Moving back to 5th. Boydell is 4th. George is 3rd. You see Chris Jabot. Chambrone trying to get away from these guys. Chambrone, 3/4 of a second in front of the 5-car battle you see right here. That's 2nd through 6th. 7th place, Reed Rundle, 143 car. And then 8th place on the outside trying to go by Roderick Fitzke. And Fitzke's got Coburn right behind him, so a battle for the final transfer spot starting to shape up here. We're only 4 laps in. Good run off the top side for Fitzke in the 3-car. Tried to pull alongside Rundle. Rundle trying to work the bottom, loses a little bit of space right there, gives up the spot. Now Rundle, the guy on the hot seat. He's your bubble boy, running 8th. Chambrone over a second out in front. Then Chabot, DeBarro, George Boydell, Tim Johnson 6th. We saw the 3-car. Fitzke, there goes Rundle, and Coburn trying to get to the inside, slid up, almost made contact, pulled the car back down, had to roll off the throttle. That may give enough gap to Mr. Rundle to ensure that he's in tonight's 30-lap feature. Coming around, going to be 3 to go this time. Chambrone, 1.1 seconds ahead of this battle right here. Jabot and DeBarro, 2nd and 3rd. DeBarro to the inside slide job out of 4, has the spot at the line, 2 to go. George, Boydell, Johnston, Fitzke, and Rundle still your top 8. Already across the line. Chambrone on the final laps going to the feature. He's going to win your B main tonight. And he'll have Anthony DeBarro, Chris Jabot, Thomas George, J.G. Boydell, Tim Johnson, Roderick Fitzke, and Reed Rundle. Joining him in that feature, Coburn, Walker, and Coy done for the evening. We'll get ready to do our pole dash here in just a second. I have no idea how many laps the pole dash is. It is not in the information sheet. Going to have it. Looks like everybody's coming out here for warm-up. Yankee, you think he's using an older chassis with smaller tubing so he can cut the weight down? Is that what we're talking about here? Well, I can neither prove nor can I disprove any of that. So you know what? I'm just going to take your word for it. And we'll just question him at the end of the night. Oh, we didn't have to bring out the ginger thing, man. That might be out of bounds. Jopper's working the track in a little bit here. I think we'd like to see it open up to a couple of good lines of racing. So these guys trying to knock a little moisture out of it. Plenty going on the rest of the week. A lot of action up at Knoxville, Iowa. Make sure you find a way to tune into that. Our good buddy Tim Nichols up there with Tim Sims. So nothing is out of bounds. All right, session advanced. We're going to get to our feature race here. I can't even address that, Hondo. I just, wow, that hurt me. That hurt me deeply right there. All right. Take a look at our starting lineup here for this 30-lap feature. Going to be Robert Lynn and Jeff Stewart on our front row. Then Nick Cohan, Tony Wilson in row 2. Row 3, Terry Mustard and Robbie Schaefer. Your 4th row will be John Borst and Andrew Haberman. Casey Miller and Gabe Gladfelder in the 5th row. The 6th row, Josh Gerlach and Peyton Grease. Nick Chambrone and Anthony DeBarro will line up in row 7. Jabot and George in the 8th row. The 9th row, Boydell and Johnston. And then Fitzke and Rundle in that 10th row. Coburn and Walker in row number 11. And Bill Coy will line up on the back as Josh Cox does not make it out for the call. Did not make a single race today. Logged into the server and apparently must have had issues. I'm scared to ask what a Dirty Monkey Motorsports is. I'm sure that later I will be very disturbed. All right, so Lynn.
All right, man. Like you back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
We must have had a redraw of some kind because Terry Mustard and Casey Miller are moving to the front row. Jeff Stewart moving to the inside of row 3. Here comes Glatfelter inside of 4. So shaping up just a little differently than I thought. But the light's out now onto the pace truck. So Mustard and Miller. Miller on the pole. Mustard to the outside. Ready to go green. Green flag is in the air. PRO Sidewinder Dirt Racing Series. Round number 1. 30 laps for your feature here at Charlotte. And Miller wasted no time out there. 0.6 of a second. Mustard trying to hang on to the second spot. But Jeff Stewart working down on the bottom, trying to make the bottom come in just a little bit, see if he can find some momentum. A little forward bite. Here comes Gladfelter. Gladfelter slider, didn't get the door slammed because Stewart was sitting right in the way. That allowed Tony Wilson to get back around. Here comes Haberman. There's Peyton Grease. Grease now up to 6th. Haberman is 7th. Everything happening right in front here. Casey Miller, 1.6 seconds. He's absolutely gone from these guys. It's Mustard trying to hold everybody off. Bumps down the backstretch, starting to develop. Cars bouncing as they head for turn 3. Here comes Grease off the bottom. Grease from 7th to 4th, now may go from 4th to 2nd. He couldn't hang on to it, right rear of the fence. He's around, collects Stewart.
All right, man.
That is going to do it for both of those drivers, I think. But Grease went to the bottom when he came across the track. He was good and clear. He just went a little too far, hopped up over the marbles, got into the fence, and Stewart really didn't have anywhere to go right there. Neither did Wilson, and both of those drivers, I think, got away from this whole deal. I think Wilson's car probably okay. I don't know about Stewart. I'll have to go take a look there, but yeah, we were going to look at the top 10, but it was locked in place where it was. So it's Miller, Mustard, Wilson, Gladfelter, Haberman, Chambrone, Cohan, Gerlach, and Schaefer. And then Robert Lynn rounding out the top 10. Let's see, Stewart all the way to the back. A little bit of damage on the nose wing. I don't know, probably got the toe knocked out a little bit. He may have a handful of car to drive for the rest of this one. We're only 5 laps in, 25 laps to go. Flick, the only reason I'm disturbed is the stuff you send me on Messenger. All right, pace truck is in single file for our restart.
Green, green, green.
Flag in the air, and once again Miller with a fantastic start. Mustard still like, oh, Gladfelter got down to the bottom, really checked the car down, and Haberman almost ran him over. Gladfelter in 4th, Haberman 5th, Chambrone up to the 6th spot. He's working the bottom. Here comes Cohan off the top side, Gerlach behind that. Gerlach 8th place, Robbie Schaefer, Anthony Navarro the top 10. Back towards the front, battle for 2nd. Gladfelter around the bottom, found plenty of grip down there. Moving the 128 car into 2nd. Terry Mustard now trying to hang on. Good run for him as Gladfelter got out of shape in 1 and 2.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution again. I'm not really sure who this is for. We're going to look a little deeper into the field here. Oh, yeah, Thomas George was. I thought that the 8 car was spinning around down there in turn 3. He sure was. He got a little bit of help there. Not quite sure who that was. But he's going to get himself back in line. We'll get ready to line these guys back up. Miller, Gladfelter, Mustard, Wilson, Chambrone, Haberman, Cohan, Gerlach, Navarro, and Schaefer are the top 10. 9 down, 21 to go. Peyton Grease retires. Let's see, where is Jeff Stewart? Still 22nd. That car still has some damage on the front wing. Hard to tell if it's got damage anywhere else. Yeah, it looks like maybe that right front is pointing to the right a little bit, so he may be fighting a pretty ill-handling machine right there. All right. Ready to go back to it. 21 more circuits. Miller, Glatfelter, Mustard, and then Wilson. Miller on the throttle. Gets a pretty good start again. Going to have 5-6 car lengths going into one. Glatfelter still got Mustard right on the back, and Mustard tried to keep it pinned down, and Glatfelter did the exact same thing, although a couple of laps before the caution, he was sliding in there and going to the high side off of 2. So Glatfelter holding on to second, Mustard, and then Tony Wilson and Haberman side by side with Chambrone. Cohan side by side with Gerlach. Bottom starting to come in 3 and 4 pretty good. It's giving these guys some forward bite. You see Chambrone take the spot away from Haberman. Now Gerlach gets out of shape. DeBarro almost clobbers the back end of the 71 car. Good action. Mid-pack at the top 10 right here. Chambrone, Haberman, Cohan. Haberman got out of shape. Cohan thought about the slider and then left the gap. Haberman gets back around both drivers. Now Haberman through the middle, going to try to get around Wilson. Got the right rear close, showed it to him. Wilson got out of shape. Might have been enough to allow Haberman to take the spot here out of 2. He does. Move Haberman to 4th. Chambrone comes through to 5th. Wilson is back to 6th. Big slider there. Chambrone. This happened right behind him. Gerlach, DeBarro, Cohan, and Schaefer are all going at it inside the top 10. Casey Miller absolutely running away from these guys over 2 seconds already. And once again, caution. We're looking at Thomas George on the backstretch. Upside now. Oh, had a little help there. Whoever was on the outside there, he ends up, might have been Coburn. Yeah, it was Jeff Coburn. He got a little out of shape, come down, he collected. He also ends up getting Daniel Walker, 74 car. Got the rear end knocked out of the 74 car. He had to be towed back to the pit area. So just past halfway. So Mr. Hondo, I see you are an equal opportunity offender, and I kind of enjoy that with a fan. You'll pick on whoever happens to be on camera. It's greatly appreciated. Quick look at the top 10, the way they run. Halfway through this one, going to be 14 to go when we get back to green next time around. I'm sure they do. I've hung out in the Discord channel on recruitment night, and that was an experience to say the very least. All right, Billy, Glatfelter, Mustard, your top 3 right now. Haberman and Chambrone rounding out the top 5. Back to the restart.
Green, green, green.
The flag once again. Mustard went to the bottom. Haberman right in the tire tracks, lost about 5 car lengths. Glatfelter now starting to go forward. Miller must have heard something or seen something. He's going to the bottom in 3 and 4, top and 1 and 2. Same exact thing that Glatfelter's doing. Haberman trying to make a move on Mustard. Mustard out of the sticky stuff. That might open the door a little bit. Not that lap. Mustard down to the bottom. Haberman working the middle. Haberman jumps up to 3rd. Mustard back to 4th. Here comes DeBarro. He's up to 5th. Chambrone slid back to 6th, and then Gerlach, Cohan, and Schaefer, along with Tony Wilson, inside the top 10. Reed Rundle, 11th right now. Reed working his way from the back of the field up inside the top 12. Casey Miller already 5 laps in and almost a full second over Gladfelter. Haberman sitting comfortably in 3rd. Terry Mustard in the 4th spot. DeBarro a little ways back. He's got company. Gerlach is there. Gerlach got to run down the hill. He takes over the 5th spot. Now Gerlach, slider line to the top of 1 and 2. DeBarro tried to cut it down. No grip there. Coming down, 7 to go. Miller's already at the line. Casey Miller off into turns 3 and 4, right up against the fence. Sitting on top, the marbles.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Chris Jabot. Let's go see what happened to the 24 car. Jabot out of shape, snaps it over. Woo, right over the implement tire. Luckily it landed back on its wheels. But that does not do well for the speed in your car later on. He's going to get around and join to the back of the field. Down to 5 to go on the restart. Miller, Gladfelter, Haberman, Mustard, Gerlach, Nabarro, Chambrone, Schaefer, Cohan, and Wilson, the top 10. All right, lights should go off on the pace truck. This time, we're going to be 1 to go. Ken Miller, stay up front. Hang on to this one. 5 more times around. Good a start there. Gladfelter kind of fell asleep. He was rolling in on him, rolled off the throttle. That's exactly when Miller hit the gas. Gladfelter hanging on to 2nd. The battle is for that 3rd and final podium spot. Gerlach on the top, Mustard on the bottom, and Haberman right through the center. Haberman trying to hang on, goes to the top. He and Gerlach with contact. Mustard trying to hang on to 3rd. Here comes Haberman. Big slider in 3 and 4. Move Haberman for the time being. 3 laps to go that time by. Mustard goes right back by in 1 and 2. Not much of a slider battle. I think it might be over there, but Gerlach may throw his hat in the ring for a podium spot. Drove it deep into 3 and 4. Had to really back out. That opens the door and the gap for Haberman over Mustard. Miller, 1.4 seconds out in front. White flag out this time by Gladfelter. Haberman, your top 3 currently. Mustard still hanging on to 4th, at least for a moment. Gerlach went for the slider. Here comes Schaefer. Out of 3 and 4. Checkered flag in hand. Casey Miller picks up where he left off last season. He wins the opening feature. Gladfelter, Haberman, Gerlach into 4th. No, it was Mustard. Terry Mustard picks up 4th by just a nose over Josh Gerlach. Now timing and scoring going to act up for just a second. They're going to shift it back and forth, back and forth. 24 1/1000ths of a second. Gerlach is 4th. Mustard is 5th. So we'll get our top 3 around here on our front stretch. Miller, Gladfelter, and Haberman all going to pull up here. Well, let's see what we can do about this right here. We'll just get down to the infield. We will try to get a shot. Since they wanted to park right on top of each other, it's going to be very difficult to get a good shot of the cars, but we definitely will talk to the drivers. Let's see. Who is... There's Mr. Haberman. Looking for Mr. Glatfelter, and I'm sure Casey Miller's. I know Miller's in there. So there we go. Now we're starting to get them in here. Andrew Haberman, you got a copy.
What was that? Sorry.
Hello, Andrew. This is Roger, the DRN booth. What's going on tonight, buddy?
Not much. That whole race there, I was just kind of trying to keep it smooth as I could. The top I know was strong all around, but I found that the bottom was also pretty quick when I was as smooth as possible.
Yeah, a lot of work through the field and a whole lot of back and forth there towards the end, man. Those last 5 laps, pretty intense. You end up coming home third behind Gabe Gladfelter there. How intense was the racing on the last restart?
Oh, it was very intense. I know those guys behind me kind of got a good jump there, and I was just trying to make sure I didn't get into them and stay as close as I could to the leaders. But I know Casey and Gabe were both really fast that race, and I was just trying to stay smooth.
Well, a fantastic night and a great way to start off the season. You're going to start off third in the points. Bode well for the rest of the season?
Oh, yeah, I hope so. It'll be a really fun season with these guys. I know they're all pretty cool guys, and I just want to thank ABR, Flood Racing Components, and my team, FSI, for being great people that helped me out.
All right, man. Well, a great run tonight. Congrats on third, and we'll look forward to seeing the big blocks next week.
Yep, thank you. Take care.
Andrew Haberman, your third place finisher. Let's get Gabe. We're used to talking to Gabe up here. We get to talk to him a lot. And usually we're not talking to him on the podium in the sprint cars too often, but he runs second tonight. Gabe, fantastic run there, buddy. Tell us about tonight's feature.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to get off to a good start here in the sprint cars and get on the podium. Felt like I got lucky to get up there to second. Really, as some guys made some mistakes, and I just worked the bottom there, and things just worked out. I certainly didn't have nothing for Casey though; he was on it.
Yeah, it looked like he was kind of the class of the field, but a great start, especially in the sprint cars. And we talked about this at the opening of the show about the improvement that you made last season, the strides to get better finishes there in the sprint cars, because the big blocks were kind of your forte. Are we going to see a new 128 machine in the sprint cars this time and maybe try to sweep all 3 championships?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly the goal. We'll see how it goes. It's off to certainly a better start this season than last with the sprint cars, so hopefully we can keep it rolling.
All right, man, a fantastic run. I'm sure you got some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you celebrate.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at the Pro Racing League, Nick and John and everybody that puts the league on, and you for broadcasting.
All right, man, we look forward to talking to you again next week when we come back here for the big block portion of the show.
All right, great. Thank you.
Gabe Gladfelter, your second place driver. And now this guy that we're about to talk to here, super strong last season, and it looks like he's got the same magic going for him that he did at the end of the season last season. Nobody was able to touch him all night long. Casey Miller, you dominated this race, man. What makes you so good here at Charlotte?
I don't know. This has always been one of my favorite tracks. I just think I'm able to run the high line really well here. I just always taken a liking to this place.
Well, every time we'd go 5, 6, 7 laps, you're out there 2 seconds. Boredom setting in when you're that far in front of the field. Any thoughts? Maybe go back and give the guys a sniff of opportunity.
No, I'm just trying to keep the car off the wall. That's enough work for me right there.
Well, here I can tell you that down the backstretch heading off into turn 3, you definitely have had your hands full for 30 straight laps here, because this place gets bumpy and it's horrible on that entry to turn 3. But you absolutely crushed these guys tonight. A well-earned victory. It's going to start you off maybe going back-to-back for the season?
That's the plan.
Well, we know we got to talk to you on the top of that podium last season several times, and at the end of the season, a great finish for you. So who's on the car this season helping you out, getting you started off to a big, big lead in the points?
It's just really myself. I just like to give a special shout out. If you have some extra money, donate to Extra Life. They help out some sick kids, and it's a really good cause. And I just want to thank Nick and John for putting on this league. It's a great place to come out and race every Tuesday.
All right, man. Well, an awesome start to the season. Look forward to seeing what you can do next week in those big blocks. And thanks for taking the time to chat with us, buddy.
No problem.
All right. Your winner tonight, Casey Miller. And if they keep letting him win, he's going to be hard to catch. The only guy that'll have a good shot at getting him in the overall probably going to be Glatfelter, because he dominated most of last season in the big blocks. Maybe somebody going to step up and try to challenge both of these guys and see if we can have a new champ this year. Let's look at our finishing results. It was Miller, Glatfelter, and Haberman 1, 2, 3. Then Gerlach in 4th. Mustard was 5th. Schaefer in 6th. DeBarro was 7th. Chambrone comes home in 8th. Cohan in 9th. Reed Rundle, good run for him, in 10th. Wilson 11th. Fitzke was 12th. 13th to Boydell. Robert Lynn in the 14th spot. John Borst was 15th. 16th, Tim Johnson. 17th, Chris Jabot. Bill Coy in 18th. Jeff Stewart 19th. And Jeff Coburn was 20th. 21st was Thomas George, then Daniel Walker in 22nd. Peyton Grease and Josh Cox rounded it out. It won't change for me, so you won't get to see that. But that was the finishing order. So another great night of racing in the books here. We are going to come back next week. Same place, right at Charlotte. Going to be the big blocks for these guys as they kick off of that portion of the season. 7 races for each series. Champion in each one and an overall points champion at the end of the whole thing. Don't forget to mark your calendars every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, to join us right here on the Dirt Racing Network. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. Don't forget your likes, shares, your follows, and your subscribes on the 2 channels, YouTube and Twitch. Till we see you guys the next time, for Dominic Santino, myself,